Okay, so we are checking your area and perimeter Google activity you had today. So on slide 2, you had to organize these boxes. Perimeter would be the outer edge or rim, fencing, border, and 2L plus 2W. So 2L means 2 times the length and 2 times the width, and you add them together. That just means because on a rectangle, there's 2 numbers of the length that are the same and 2 numbers of the width that are the same. That's why it's multiplying by 2. Okay? For area, the inside of a shape you should have had over there. Grass in a yard. Painting a whole wall. And length times width. Okay? Now for the first one, you had to use your ruler to find this. You had to move this ruler to measure the length and the width. So to the nearest centimeter, this would have been 8. And then if you flipped it back around, I should not hear any of you guys clicking. You guys should be just checking your answers. Okay, I move it down here. Let me fix that. And line it up with the 0, and it's about 15. So what should we have added here to find the perimeter? 15 plus 15, so 2 15s, and then 8 plus 8. And that is 46. 46 is correct. Okay, the next one. The ruler, you line it up right here. This is about 16. And if you had rotated the ruler, and measured, it should be about 13. So 16 plus 16 plus 13 plus 13. 58 is correct. Okay, now to the third one. The ruler, we're still doing centimeters. So this would be about, oh here, let me bring this to the front. Here we go. So this would be, that, I would have given it to you if you put 5 or 6. It is about 5.5, so that would actually round up to 6. How many of you put 6?
Me.
Okay, good. 6 would probably actually be better. So now we're gonna rotate the ruler back. Whoop. Move this down first. And that is about 15. So 15 plus 15 would be 30. 6 plus 6 is 12. So 30 plus 12 would be 42. So 42 or 40 if you rounded to 5, but 42 would be the best answer. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, now this one. So you put your ruler here. What does that look like it's closest to? It's about 8, okay? It's a little less than 8. Here, if I scooch this over a little bit. 8. If you put 9, I would have accepted that because it's right in the middle. So it could round up. Okay, we rotate the ruler. Sometimes this ruler doesn't want to rotate for me. There we go. Okay, so we line it up with the 0. It is 9. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 would give me 36. Okay? This one, you had to find the length of the line and pretend like that's the side of a square. So what does that mean if this is the side of a square and it equals 11? How would you find the perimeter of that, Bryson? Just twice if there are only 2 sides on a square?
It's not a square.
The line represents the side of a square.
Oh, yeah, I don't love it. Add that 4 times.
There you go. 11 times 4, or 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 would be 44. Now, if I were to find the area, what would I do? Kelsey? How do we find area? So you would multiply the length times the width, which on a square, it's the same, right? So 11 times 11 would be 121. Okay, now this one, y'all remember the garden one? It says Mr. Carrier has a garden that is 5 feet wide and 7 feet long. So she's drawn a sketch here and labeled it 7 and 5. What is the perimeter of the garden? So we would take 7, and it would also be put down here, right? 7 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, she's also done 2 times 7 because there's 2 7s. And 2 times 5 because there's 2 5s. What is 2 times 7? 14. 2 times 5 is 10. 14 plus 10 is 24. So the perimeter of the garden would be 24 feet, which is what she got. Okay? And the last one, the perimeter of a basketball court is 100 feet. If the width is 25 feet, what is the length? Okay, so here's her sketch. She put in a rectangle and labeled 25 and 25 on both sides. Why is she putting 25 on both sides when it only gave us 125 in the problem? Kelsey?
Because they have the same side length?
Yes. Good. We have to make sure we put it on the opposite side because opposite sides are equal. Okay? Now, step 1, when you're finding a missing side, we don't know these two right here. How are we going to find that missing side? Good. Add the 2 sides we know, which is 25 plus 25. Good. 50. Okay. Next, what would we do? Subtract. So, Javea, what am I going to subtract? So we would do 100, because that's the perimeter, minus 50, which equals what? 50. So is that my final answer?
No.
No, because if I had said this is 50 and this is 50, I'm already going to have more than 100. Can I have more than 100? No. So it can't be 50. What do I need to do with that 50? Aaliyah, what do I need to do? Divide it. I need to take 50 and divide it by what, Kelsey?
Divided by 25?
No, why would I divide it by 25? How many sides are missing? 2. I need to divide it by 2. What is half of 50? 25. So 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25. Does that equal 100? Yes, it should equal 100 when you get all of the missing sides. Okay? So don't forget this last step. Okay? Alright, are there any questions on finding perimeter or measuring with the ruler? Right, you're going to have to do this tomorrow using the paper ruler, so don't forget to line it up with the 0, and whatever it's closest to is what you want to use, okay?
It's for practice, right? Not for a grade?
This was for practice today, okay? And tomorrow is just for practice too, the benchmark. It's not for a grade. Okay?